thought we would have that before the court yesterday. It was in front of the court today, and the bill will pass today, so we asked to have it adjourned.
You've talked several times in the House this week about how the Crowns were intractable in the sense that they came to the table with one offer and weren't prepared to do anything else. Yet, the affidavit from the Crowns shows that your government did the exact same thing, except it was at the opposite end. How have you been bargaining in any better faith than they have?
Well, actually, if you go back and look, we collapsed those steps that I referred to that were not part of the original offer, which meant that really at the very beginning there would be 4% raise for both 6% of the Crowns. The first starting offer for a new Crown goes from 65 to 81. That was not part of the original offer.
Should the government be referring this bill to the Court of Appeals to ensure its constitutionality, to avoid long and protracted and costly litigation down the road?
No, we're confident in the bill.
But doesn't that run counterintuitive to your statements that what you're doing is in the best interest of the public purse? Wouldn't avoiding long, protracted litigation be in the best interest of the public purse?
There's a process that if people want to exercise that they can. We're confident in our bill.
This will be your third bill that they moved off that 17% reconciliation. Is that true?
No.
This will be your third bill that is winding its way through the courts, and critics are saying you're basically leaving this to future governments, and it's irresponsible on your part not to refer this to the court. What's your response to that?
I have worked very hard over the last 6 years to ensure that the decisions that our government makes when it comes to expenditure of the province will be borne by our government and not future governments. Continue to do that to ensure that the wage patterns and the collective agreements we sign are important.
Are you saying that Rick Woodburn was lying?
Pardon?
Are you saying that Rick Woodburn was lying when he said that they were negotiating down from 17%?
I'm not at all saying that to him. What I'm saying to you that's not our position.
So it's he's either lying or he's not.
I don't know what he said, so
We just
He said that they moved off 17%.
guys,
It's
if I can, come on. I'm not going to get in back and forth with what he said. I can tell you the final offer made to us was 17%.
Are you concerned that your Justice Minister's comments yesterday are going to create problems between his office and the Crowns?
Obviously, those comments yesterday in the heat of all of this conversation, the minister will be speaking to the lead at her board today. They tried to have a meeting this morning. We'll be meeting again later today to have that conversation. I think the minister has demonstrated through his entire time here one of great collaboration, but obviously a lot of emotions were high.
Were his comments ill-advised, Premier?
A lot of emotions are high, just like suggesting that government's responsible for putting murders and rapists back on the street. Those are things that people would suggest that would be not appropriate in the heat of this conversation. And others standing up calling people all kinds of things. I would have preferred that the conversation stayed focused on the piece of legislation and trying to get it moving forward.
So are you worried that the relationship
Can I just add, so who said that murders and rapists were going free?
What I said, listen to the testimony at the law amendments many suggested that, listen to the debate that happened on the floor of the legislature. All of that was being made assertions towards. Those are very emotional conversations that are happening.
So with these emotions running high and with the comments that have been made, are you worried that the relationship between the Justice Minister and the Crown attorneys is damaged?
No, I believe they will continue to move forward.
Premier, do you support the concept of giving permanent residents the right to vote in municipal elections?
Came through the vote. We did not support that piece of legislation at that time. It doesn't mean it won't happen in a future date, but we did not support it.
Why not?
Because we felt that it was a right that is for Canadian citizens, provincial citizens to participate in democracy. If we're going to change that, there needs to be a much broader conversation than one municipality asking for it.
Mayor Savage noted that he's been bringing it to your attention since 2014. Surely there's been enough time for your government to consider this idea between then and now.
We have not had enough information to be able to make the decision. We're going to pass on a right that is a right to Canadian citizens. I think this is an important change. The Democrats have a bill in the floor of the legislature. We have not landed on the spot that we believe that we'll do that.
What more information do you need?
I think it's an important conversation that to go to Nova Scotians and Canadians, or in our case Nova Scotians, about whether or not the right that is part of your citizenship, which is the right to vote, should we give that to people who have come, who are going through the process of becoming citizens.
So will you do that? In what way?
That we may, the minister may do that. It's not on the front burner of our legislative agenda. I appreciate where the mayor is, but it's not on the front burner of our legislative agenda.
All right, and in terms of this dispute with the Crowns, do you see that having any effect on current negotiations with teachers and others?
No, there's the conversation's been ongoing with teachers. I don't exactly know where that is. Very different files. We have a huge confronted liability in the pension plan that we're trying to address with them. My understanding is those negotiations have been moving along quite well, and I look forward to continuing.
What would your message be to the teachers or anybody else who might be concerned that whatever deal they sign with you might not end up being respected and adhered to?
I would say to them, we're following the process of free and collective bargaining, and that one side or the other is not going to get an opportunity to actually focus and take it down to arbitration. So if they're looking to have a deal, we're prepared to have a conversation.
Even if you
The
give
last
them that,
question. I guess in light of what's happened, though, why should they trust you for that?
That's a better question for them. I've demonstrated from the very beginning. I'm going to ensure that the contracts we sign are fair to all taxpayers. My job is not to represent one subset, one group of workers, or one subset of the population. My job is to represent them all, and I do that at every bargaining table.
After this last set of negotiations, or as these negotiations go forward after you pass this bill, are you willing to move at all? Is there anything about it, take it or leave it off on the table for the Crowns?
I hope they come back to the table. We had a very different offer at the end than we did at the beginning. I've been criticized often for the position I've had around the negotiations, but I encourage you all to check the record. We changed our position many times at the bargaining table, from 0, 0, 0, 1, and 1 to a very different pattern that we settled on. We're the only part of the bargaining table that actually moved, and we did it this way.
thank you.